Hello, everyone. This is Pedro Baez from Go for Glory Stable. Today is August 10th, 2025. This is the Racehorse 3-year-old and older video. Just as a reminder, Go for Glory Stable is a harness racing fractional ownership group. So, where people have the ability to buy as little as 1% of horses or as much percent, usually up to 25% of horses, um, as a non-traditional investment, um, to kind of to have a little fun and hopefully make a little money with. So we race primarily in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. We also have a couple of horses in Ohio and uh, Canada and Ontario. And yeah, it's a good racehorse ownership. Is harness racing is similar to thoroughbreds. They have a lot of differences too, but they're similar thoroughbreds. I like harness racing better because they race more often, kind of like the NFL. So you have better chances to see more action. Um, and but yeah, um, please, as usual, like or subscribe on YouTube if you like these videos. Just helps the channel. And with that being said, let's get into it. So I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as I can because it's getting a little long lately. So adios, my Lindy. Um, oh, no, I just want to do artist best. So he raced, he came in fourth, and he was good. He was very good. I'm not gonna say he was good. He was very good. Charlie gave him a conservative trip, which was actually it was Charlie made 100% the right moves in this race, but Mark Silva slowed the first half to like 57 or something like that, 58. It was ridiculous how slow he made the first half. So and then they sprinted home in like 54, which was insane. So Artist Best went like 55 and 1. He was good. He was really good. So he came in fourth. Just got nipped for third by a good horse. So, but yeah, he'll hopefully be back in next week. They're only racing, I think, one day next week on Friday. We'll see if they put the amateurs. Let's hope so. But that's the plan. Artist Best, keep going. He fits well in that class. Bluebird Time. He raced yesterday at Meadowlands, and the driver Jack Colligan, if I'm pronouncing it right, new young driver from Australia who's actually killing it in Australia, so he's making his debut here. But he drove the horse perfectly off the pace, made his move late. That race, the problem is the race went in 50 and 2, I think. And race last week went in 49 and 4, which is, you know, Bluebird Time is more of like a 52, 53 type. So that just he raced fine. It's just you can't. There's nothing you can do when the race is going that fast. 2 weeks in a row. The class just got a lot harder recently. With these new horses coming in, and I mentioned that in the summary video, I believe. But that's how the game is. Sometimes the classes get a little bit tougher as time goes on when people kind of catch on and start saying, "Oh, well, you can make some money here," and then they put some better horses that fit. So that's fine. So he's going to be Bluebird's going to be in Tioga Downs on Friday next week, this upcoming Friday. The draw is tomorrow for Tioga Downs for a claiming series for 8,500. It's like $10,600 with allowance that he can be claimed for. Um, but he fits well, and he should do fine over there. So there's three legs for $8,500 purses each for the next 3 weeks, and then there's a final for I think it was like 17,000. I think it was 17,000. I want to say. So so that's that. That's Bluebird Time. He'll be in there. Charming Princess. She will be. So she's still dealing with those like like I say reproductive system issues like with her. So she was in heat because she's a filly, so she was in heat. So they had to which is kind of like you any of you have like cats or anything or dogs, female dogs, and they're in heat and they kind of like it's like they want to breed and stuff. So she was in heat. By the way, I'm not an expert in horses being in heat. So if I say something wrong, just text me or call me or email me. But so that messed with her. She was not liking that as far as from a racing perspective in that state. Um, and I think she's um, what's it called? They've been Stacy Van Huysen has just been working on her in general, just to kind of get her kind of ironed out, make sure her ankles are good, her legs are good, everything is good, and that she's not um, uh, that she's in tip top shape basically because she was racing so well. So right now we just got it's just kind of a little bit of holding pattern. Like for me, I'm not expecting her to be back until like I'm not expecting anything next week or even the week after. I'm just kind of like, all right, let Stacy get this horse right. You know, she's been dealing with, like I said, the reproductive issue type stuff. Um, I think her leg or her ankle is like, um, one of them is like a little sore right now, so they're kind of working on that, which is normal. It's perfectly normal for racehorses, and so the trainers know how to treat that, and the vets know how to treat that. So, but right now we're just kind of waiting. So we just gotta wait. Like I said, it kind of stinks because she was so good. Her last race, like she was really good. I mean, she was like 56 and two back half. She was flying. She looked so good, game and everything, fighting. But this is horse racing, so that's we'll see kind of what. Like I said, we're in the holding pattern right now. We'll hear, hopefully we hear more again next week or this upcoming week, and go from there. Con- Conrad DePogio, he's I sent an email to all his owners, so he had to be scratched from that race a week or two ago, and then the vet looked at him. The vet took ultrasounds of his legs, and basically he has a 25% tear in his suspensory medial branch, which is it's kind of in the back of his it's in his hind leg, and it's in the back of the leg, kind of towards the bottom of his leg, and so we right now Charlie and I are working with Rob Harmon just to kind of figure out what we want to do there. Um, there's a 4 month, the vet says a 4 month process to rehab him. So there's things that go along with that, like platelet rich plasma therapy, and there's freezing that can be done in that area to help it. And there's like a lot of swimming he'd need and things like that. So we just got to think about what's the best thing to do in this situation. Like I said, horse racing, these are flesh and blood, these are animals, these are not robots. So this happens from time to time, and we just kind of have to manage it and always make the best decision, by the horse and by us about what we're thinking about the best way to go forward. So we'll keep all the Conrad owners um, in the loop of kind of where that's going. So that's the story with Conrad. It's unfortunate because he was really good last year. Like he made like 80 grand, and he just never. He kind of showed flashes here and there this year where he won a race, and then he kind of broke, and then he was okay here, and then he couldn't get into races, and then he kind of had really bad trips. It was just kind of like he never really got into a rhythm, and he's a much better horse than that. So that's the story with Conrad, where it's kind of uh, wasn't not it's unfortunate because we never really got him going, but we'll it's not the first time we've seen this, so we'll figure it out and let you all know kind of what's going on with the Conrad owners. Drill, he raced last week. He came in fifth at Monticello, and I'm not going to show the replay because Mike Merton, the driver, didn't. We didn't really make any moves. He basically got off the gate, stayed fifth, and basically was fifth the entire time. So there's not really much to show here. Um, the good thing is, well, not the good thing is, so Rob talked to him today. He said he actually tied up a little bit. So another what tied up means is kind of like his liver enzymes are really up, and it's basically kind of thinking like cramping. It's like dehydrated. He was kind of like dehydrated and cramping. So obviously, if like even a human is dehydrated and cramping, you're not gonna run as fast as you could if you weren't. So he was kind of dealing with that a little bit. He'll get some treatment for that this week, which should help him. And then the plan for him is Meadowlands. So the draw is tomorrow, Monday, for Meadowlands on Friday. There's a Trackmaster 68 level. So it's like two levels below Bluebird. Bluebird 74 and a half, then there's like a 71, then there's a 68. 68 is the lowest class that they have at Meadowlands, and he barely fits it. So we're gonna try there, and it looks like if he's healthy and sound, he should have no problem competing in there at high level. So we'll that's his next stop, and that's um, looks like a good place for him. Monticello is not bad either. It's just he doesn't have like a lot of gate speed, so if he keeps drawing outside like that, it's gonna keep. I don't know why he keeps drawing outside so much, but if he keeps drawing outside like that, it's gonna have a hard time blasting to the front. Meadowlands, if he draws 5, 6, 7, he can still either get to the front or definitely be in the race. So it's a good place to go for him. He's still a nice horse, and we just got to get him going. So that's the story, and he fits nicely over there. Anola, um, Anola was good. She will go through her race right now. Um, Anola was in the Open yesterday, and the big news with her is that we bought the remaining 75% yesterday. So this was a crazy weekend. I didn't I didn't expect to have to deal with this weekend, but that's just how racing goes. So we were able to buy the remaining uh, 75% of her this weekend, and there she is. She's the 5 horse. It's a little blurry right now. She's the 5 horse from Mike Merton, and there she is getting off the gate. It's a really fast pace right now, so I'm not surprised he didn't keep pushing. And that 2 is a good horse. So that 6 is duly resolved. He made over $800,000. Pretty sure he was like a monster as a 2 and 3 year old, if I recall. So he's a nice horse. I almost wonder why he's even racing here, to be honest. But anyway, um, basically, that horse got to the front. He's a very good horse. That 2, Purple Lord, is a good horse, very good horse as well. So he's sitting in the pocket, and he's 3-1 for good reason. For good reason. And there's Mike Merton. The 26-2 first quarter is really fast for trotters. That's like flying. So 56 overall first half. So he duly resolved, got a big time breather, almost a 30-second breather. There's Mike Merton making his move, first over right there. And I always say, I'm not, some people said, oh, well, if he just waited, if he didn't get off the rail and then waited, he could have probably passed the 2 later on. But look, I'm more of an aggressive type of owner. So I don't mind him kind of like just seeing if what she had, if she was really feeling it to like blow past him or something. So that's fine. She didn't really get going. He kind of took back, and then he said, "Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can kind of get second or hold third in this position." And then there's Nola. She's still going strong, even with that first over move that Mike Merton had to like take her back. She's still trotting. So that 4 was trying to get a piece, trying to get third. He's going all out, but Mike Merton knew she was good enough to hold for third there. So that was a good race. She went in like 53-4. The good thing is that winner, that 6 horse, is probably he really shouldn't be allowed back in next week. They have a rule that if you win the Open twice, 2 weeks in a row, that you're not technically you're not supposed to be allowed to race back again in the Open, because then it's like you're just stealing the Open every single week. Gotta give other horses a chance. So we'll see if they allow him back in. So Nola will be back in. Draw is Tuesday for Saturday. Aaron Aaron raced this week. Uh, she raced this week, and she was very good. Um, let's pull up her replay. She's found a home, a good home in Saratoga. She's not stabled at Saratoga, but when I say good home, meaning good home racing in Saratoga. Let me make sure she raced. We have so many horses racing. Yeah, she. Let's pull up her race. She is the 4 horse. So she's the 4 horse here, and Jay Randall, he knows her really well, so he's been doing a great job with her. So once again, she used to have gate speed as a 2 and 3 year old. I don't know what happened, but I was hoping he got off the gate, but he didn't. It is what it is. He gets off. He still protects position. That 7 was a very good horse. So, but you see right here. So let's just go back a little bit. I don't want to take too long on everyone. Right here, it gets a little weird. I'm just thankful she didn't break. You saw that? She almost like bumped into that 2 horse because that 2 is like so far back. I don't know why that 2 is gapping so much. And then Jay Randall's just kind of like he was kind of outside for a while. Not sure whether he's going to try and get in front of the 2 or behind the 2. Looks like he really wanted to get behind the 2, and so thank goodness she didn't break. And she was good though. She's a professional. She not her first rodeo. and she keeps trotting. So like I said in the geologic video for the babies, trotting for trotters to stay trotting is like half the battle. So that was big that she didn't break right there. So here she is. She's sitting fourth. Jay Randall's trying to get that two to, after all that work, Jay Randall's trying to get that two to go first over. Of course, that two doesn't go first over. Of course. So then now Jay Randall has to go first over from the four hole and just bulldoze his way up there. And she's actually pretty good. She got around that turn nicely. She's still gaining. The six that's behind her can't even keep up with her. And even the two, he's gapping. And Aaron's right there. She's game with that three. She is really game right now. She's flying. She's like I mean business. So and right here around the turn, now she's going around the turn and she's still trotting at full speed. If you notice, she's actually gaining on that three over the turn. So she's a nice trotter. She fits Saratoga really nicely. She gets around these turns great. I wish she had a little more gate speed. She used to. Here is where I'm kind of like, oh no, ah, that's six. But it is what it is. She did all the work. That six had cover the whole way. We gave the six cover, meaning he was drafting behind us, and Aaron got nipped, but she was good. So she was great. She fits really well. She'll be back in the. She is racing tomorrow, so let's see how she does. I think she has the two hole. I want to say. Um, Geologic, we talked about just Rose's luck. I think we have to show that race. So let's move on to that one real quick. Just Rose's luck. She was amazing. We put her into Plain Ridge to find a spot because Saratoga she didn't get in. So we'll show her race just because she was one of the wins of the week. So you got to show the wins. She's the one horse right here with Jay Randall. I must have saw this race two or three times. I actually missed this race because I was coming home and I don't know, the time got away from me and I missed the race and then my phone was blowing up. There she is getting off the gate. Um, she has killer gate speed. So that's with a horse that has gate speed like that and who wants to go like that, you're always going to be in it. So there she is. She's flying. That six was trying, and six I think was one of the favorites, and he was trying, but she was trying, but she went like this quarter. I think it's like a 26 and change or something like that. First quarter. So just Rose's luck. She was all business. So there's Jay, and the good thing is Jay. Well, I think this was his only drive of the day. So people were laughing because he drove 2 hours or whatever it is from Saratoga to Plainridge for one drive, and this is the one drive he gets. He goes wire to wire with just Rose's luck in a $17,500 race. So these aren't bad mares either. So there she is. She's still in the front. 55-2. That's fast. That is fast. So I mean, it's not like Grand Circuit or anything, but we paid 24 grand for just Rose's luck. So that was fast. Um, and she's so game. There she is. She's still flying. All those little geese are flying behind her and in front of her. She's still going. And she's at this point, she's just playing Catch Me If You Can. She's just kind of like Jay Randall's just like trying to bottom out the field and say, listen, I'm gonna go as fast as I can, and if you can catch me, then so be it. So she's still going three quarters, 122 and three. And she's the earplugs have popped and she's flying and she's still there. So she's just a nice she she gives it her all every time. So with just Rose's luck, she'll always give it all her every time. She big win, holds for the win right there. And this is why we claimed her. You know, this is why we claimed her. We knew how good she was. So very happy. Congratulations to all the owners, and she was very good. So she is next plan for her is probably Saratoga. I'm gonna talk to Rob, see if we can do Saratoga in the open. There's really no other options for her right now, so we might do the opens for Saratoga on Tuesday, a week from this Tuesday. So let's see what happens. Uh, unless there's a spot on Thursday this week, so we'll see. Uh, going to Vegas. She hit her knee again, so that's why her race wasn't that well that time. That her last race, she hit her knee again, so that's why she finished like seventh or whatever it was. So she's kind of out of commission. Paul's going to work on that knee again and get it swollen down. So we'll see. I mentioned to Paul, well, I didn't mention anything, but it's one of those things where you just kind of wonder, like, man, she keeps hitting her knee so much. You know, what do we do? Do we just like turn her out or something and wait for the sales, or keep trying? So we'll see kind of how it goes. It's a little too early to make that kind of decision. So, but that's what happened. She bumped her knee, so she won't be in the box next week. She won't be in Yonkers this coming week, and Paul's gotta get her back on racing condition. So that's going to Vegas. Mine Hunter, Mine Hunter was good. He actually, let's show this race because there was a lot of chatter about this race. I wasn't gonna show the race because he came in fifth, but only because there was a lot of chatter about this race. So let's just go to this real quick. Like I said, I want to get this video as short as I can. Um, but certain horses, I kind of want to, I feel like I have to cover. So he's the four horse Mine Hunter. So he's in race. This is the 40,000 claimers at Yonkers. So these are very good horses. And here, you know, the six gets to the lead, and in my mind, I'm like, why didn't we do what the six did? Like, why didn't we get off the gate and try to get in front of the one like the six just did? He's done it before. Mindhunter has done it before, so I don't know why this time it was decided to just take back and sit fourth. Because at this point, when you're sitting fourth and you got a 2 to 5 shot, Jason Bartlett, number one driver in earnings in the entire country, number one driver in Yonkers, he has like almost a 500 uh, batting average at Yonkers. It's ridiculous. So at this point, I'm kind of like, why didn't we have the trip to the six had? That's all I'm thinking about in my head, because these horses are, for the most part, they're pretty similar. So like, there's no, even though that horse is 2 to 5, he can get beat. I mean, he's not a 1 to 9 shot that's unbeatable. So when I say that is when I say that the reason I say it is because these it comes down a lot to how the trip goes and the driver ability, because the horses are so even matched. And you know, look at this. We're at the about the 5/8 pole, so a little bit before the 3/4 pole. So we're not even at the 3/4 pole yet. Um, and the two's going first over. There's Mine Hunter behind him. This is kind of how the horse is. The two has a little bit more speed, so he was able to quickly catch up to the behind the six. But then Mine Hunter, once he gets rolling right here, he's kind of like a freight train. So once he gets rolling, he starts passing horses, and there's nothing we can do. I mean, that's why when he got fourth like that, I wasn't happy. But look how he finishes. Look how he finishes. I mean, he was like ahead behind the winner. So all these horses are even matched. It comes down to the trip, and if Mindhunter kind of like backed up and like fell behind, I would have been a little bit like, oh no. But he finished really strong. I think he had the second fastest back half in the race, like 56-1 or something like that, or 56 flat. So he was very good. So we just gotta. He has the two post on tomorrow with Jimmy Marone. Brent Holland took the 7 horse for a trainer he's loyal to. So we'll just see how it goes. Like I said, it's really going to come down to the trip. So we'll just see how that goes. That's tomorrow night. Money Man. Once again, we got to show this race only because he uh, only because he won. So he was really good. He was one of our winners last week. So congratulations to all the Money Man owners. He's a 4 horse, and that Alamo Mission, by the way, everyone, that Alamo Mission, the 5 horse, that's actually the 4-year-old older brother of Adios My Lindy, full older brother. So there's Money Man getting off the gate. So we're kind of rooting for him too. So, but there's Money Man getting off the gate. He doesn't have blazing gate speed, but he has enough, like tactical gate speed to get off the gate. That's Nick Graffam. First time that I recall Paul using him on any of our horses. He's a local Massachusetts driver. Um, Either his father or a relative or himself is a trainer over there too, the Graffams. So, but if you see today this race, he was actually pretty good. That's Mitchell Cushing in the front, um, and yeah, a little bit. A part of me was kind of like I would have liked to retake here and be on the front versus sitting in the pocket with an 8-1 shot in the lead. That can get a little scary, especially with a 3-5 shot sitting fourth. But that 7 was motoring. He wasn't. He was actually moving pretty quickly. So there's Moneyman sitting behind him. Yeah, 57 and 2. That's pretty quick. So that's like a 54 and 4 total mile. So that 7 was motoring. There's Moneyman sitting right behind him on the helmet. 3-5 shot, sitting fourth, gapped a little bit. Um, so there's the 3-5 shot. The 6-4 is making his move. I'm getting a little scared at this point because I'm like, please don't let the 6 just go right around us. Then um, right here, Nick Graffam sees him, feels the 6 coming, so then he pokes Moneyman's head out there, and then there he goes. Perfect trip. Moneyman makes his move, puts that 7 away, round in the corner. And at this point, he's just kind of reminding Moneyman just kind of keep trotting, and that's what he did. He keeps trotting, keeps trotting. Little reminder at the end. There we go, 55 and 1. So congratulations, race great, big purse. I think that was like a $22,000 race. So he got like 10 grand, 10 and a half, 21,000 race. So congrats to the owners. He was good. Muscle Man, he'll be back in. Hopefully, he'll be in the box this week for the week after. Hopefully. Um, Muscle Bart just raced today, came in 5th place. He's okay. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with him. Either keep racing him in that class or sell him or whatnot. But um, we will eventually have to move on from that horse. So, but he came in 5th, so he got another check. So that's good. Ship's Revenge, she got off. She was off last week. She's in to go on Tuesday with the 7 hole, and she still actually might be pretty decent from the 7 hole. She's 9-2 in the morning line, and it doesn't look too difficult. But Jay Randall's got his work cut out for him, and this horse, I don't know what it is. She just cannot draw on the inside. So we'll see how it goes. Ship Skybox, I sent out all the videos of like his foot that Blacksmith had been working on. He trained well last week. I don't like I said I don't think he's going to be racing. I don't Paul. I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before we see him. So he's going to have to qualify and then he's going to have to race. So just be patient. Paul's getting his foot right and he's working on his other feet too. So once he gets him right, he'll be rolling every week. So I'm thinking like it'll probably be a couple of weeks, say 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before he qualifies him. Just maybe it's sooner, but I always like to be conservative with things like this. Soho Skyfall, he was good. He was very good coming in. Um, he came in second in the non-winners 9,500. I'm not going to show the replay because he just basically followed the winner around the whole track. It was a 2 horse race. Made his move at the end, but he went in like 56 and change, 56 flat, I think, which was excellent, or 56 and 1, excellent. Horse is strong. He's good. So and it actually worked out better that he didn't win that class because now that he didn't win and got second, he actually still fits that class another time. So if he won, we would have had to like choose other options. So it actually worked out. So he's doing fine. He's gonna get next week. He won't be in the box this week, just normal maintenance. We've kind of been racing him kind of like giving him some breaks here and there since he just came from Australia earlier this year. So, and he's never raced this often in his entire life or this fast this often his entire life. So, just you don't want to use him all up too soon. So that's his story. But he'll get next week off, but then he's fine. He'll be right back in the week after. And then last but not least, Two Pistol Annie. The big news with her is that she was sold today. So she was sold for 38,000 to partner Bruce, our partner Bruce, and she'll be going to Ohio, I believe Northfield, and yeah, she was good for us. It just kind of didn't work out. We had a lot of ups and downs with her, um, you know, and but she's a nice horse. She does have a lot of speed to her, a lot of power, a lot of pedigree, a lot of backclass. But that was the right move to make. We can't keep every horse, and especially with yearling season coming around. So we had to make that decision. So all the Two Pistolani owners, you will see that in your August statements, the proceeds from that sale, 38,000. Um, and that's it. So yeah, wish her the best of luck. So all right, everyone. Hopefully you had a good week, and good luck for this upcoming week. And take care. Thank you.